Hello everyone, Charlie Lee, inventor of Litecoin speaking. I want to announce today that I am introducing my true vision. As you may already know, Litecoin has been taken over by the community. It is time we rein it in and bring it back under total control of a few corporations that know what's best for the community. I am the real Charlie Lee. For too long, Litecoin has had too small of blocks. We need more empty room if we will ever compete with Visa. My team of analysts suggests that Litecoin needs 32 megabyte blocks and 6 hours wait times between these blocks, just like Visa. So without further ado, as the real Charlie Lee, I'm introducing my true vision, Litecoin Cash. Please exchange all of your Litecoin for Litecoin Cash immediately. Also, do not reach out to Satoshi Lite on Twitter, for he is an imposter and a paid Deimos share. This has been a public service announcement by the true and very legitimate Charlie Lee. I am the real Charlie Lee.
That was a real Charlie Lee. You've heard it from the man himself. Litecoin Cash coming to an exchange near you. Oh, I'm such a crypto geek. That was amazing. I loved that. Even Charlie Lee is impressed. He keeps saying that he is the real Charlie Lee. I almost believe him. So let's talk about Litecoin. On the Litecoin Reddit, someone is asking, why would anyone use Bitcoin over Litecoin? So he says, with Bitcoin, you get higher fees, longer confirmation times, just to name a few. And yes, why would you? When you're making a payment, why would you? I usually, if I have the option to, I would pay for something with Litecoin over Bitcoin for sure. So it's clear that the best is Litecoin for payments. For speculating, it's Bitcoin. The reasons for it, it's the most liquid and it's the most secure blockchain on the market. That alone is reason enough. Not even mentioning future scaling that's coming to Bitcoin. One scaling or one thing that's coming to Bitcoin which isn't so good is the B2X debacle. Bitcoin.org is denouncing B2X. Much respect to them. They are saying they will put up advertising on their websites, informing people. They're going to say some bad stuff about 2X. They're going to label the new fork Bitcoin as S2X or SegWit2X and not Bitcoin. It's going to make a note of differentiating the two. Note, Bitcoin is not ruled by miners and miner actions cannot be used as a justification to redefine Bitcoin. Like if this was done in the right way, if core developers said, let's do this, then I think the community would get behind it. The fact that it was big miners and businesses that agreed to do this is just kind of anti-Bitcoin, right? So a lot of people don't like it. And it makes a list of everyone it condemns for supporting S2X, although it's fine if they support it as long as they differentiate it from the current Bitcoin. There are some major businesses here though. Coinbase, for an example. Important note, SegWit2X has nothing to do with SegWit. SegWit is already activated and was supported by an entirely different set of people. S2X claims to have replay protection. They added a version of it very recently, but their version requires extra manual steps in order to prevent loss of Bitcoin. If you use the S2X software without careful engineering, you are likely to lose any associated Bitcoin. This is why some people are calling this fork an attack, because it can mess with your current Bitcoin coins if you use a new chain. Bitfinex have issued a statement making clear how they plan to handle the fork in November around the 19th to the 22nd. One of those days, fork will happen. They're stating that they will label the new coin as B2X and keep the Bitcoin that we have today as BTC. Much respect for them for making this clear. More companies need to do this. Imagine a scenario where they don't tell you. You're using an exchange, you have no idea, you send Bitcoin and they send you back B2X or something. It's just messy scenario. So the smart money is on Bitcoin. This post is rather interesting. Link below. Always links below. This guy's kind of laying it out why 2X is not a good thing to bet on. If you're a betting man, you would bet against it like Charlie Lee is.
I am the real Charlie Lee.
That's probably going to be a really good bet. Anyway, let's see why. This man states to the negligible transaction volume on the chain of Bitcoin Cash, which is less than 2% of Bitcoin's chain. So you could say that the markets have chosen not by just value, but by actual activity, which is the real Bitcoin or which is the more popular Bitcoin. As much as I'm personally tempted to sell the 2x coins right away, and for like financial and like opinionated views, that's probably a really good idea. The only thing I'm thinking of is potentially there's likely going to be a pump like this completely natural one that occurred with Bitcoin Cash. So maybe that could happen again. Maybe not. Problem is that the mining situation in China is anything but secure. Maybe this time they don't have money to throw away pumping a coin. Or maybe it was legitimately people buying Bitcoin Cash themselves and nothing orchestrated by miners. Currently, Bitfinex is trading B2X coins labeled as BTC2. Yeah, no, BT2. BT1 being the Bitcoin that we have now. It's getting very confusing, but it's currently they are trading anywhere from about a quarter to half the value of the Bitcoin we have today. This is only slightly indicative of the value of what the 2x coins are going to be because there's low volume, so it's quite easy to pump or deflate. But if I'm not mistaken, the Bitcoin Cash Futures coin,
Bitcoin Cash Futures, because it doesn't even exist yet. It's pure speculation. $440.
That was listed on that Chinese exchange was actually quite indicative of the price of Bitcoin Cash before it came out. So there's that. One of the main problems 2x faces is that miners at the current rate would be expected to mine for a loss, which they're not. Like, why would you do that? Someone could be subsidized to do it, like we saw previously with Bitcoin Cash. There was this unknown miner that just kept going even though it was a lot less profitable.
Oh, hell no!
But again, this is before the uncertainty in China. Would they risk it again? Would they see how much money they lost and be less incentivized to do it again? That coupled with the fact that this fork is going to have no EDA or emergency difficulty adjustment. And if it doesn't have the hash power, it's not going to put out any blocks for ages, no transactions. This thing could spectacularly fail. But I personally think there is going to be some miner with a lot of hash power propping up the network for at least a while, being subsidized by someone, but maybe not. We'll have to see. Either way, I think that Bitcoin's going to be better off for it when people realize that the forked coins are just altcoins and not the Bitcoin. I can only see investor confidence going up. 2x is a little bit different in that it's probably the most severe threat so far to Bitcoin. But yeah, if it can overcome that as well, then Bitcoin can overcome anything, pretty much. Next thing would be governments, because it doesn't seem to be able to be brought down from within. But how many more times is Bitcoin going to fork? This has led to someone asking that question. We've already got 2x, we've already got gold coming up. More? Someone says these aren't hard forks, these are altcoins. As far as I know, there are no upcoming hard forks for Bitcoin. Should Bitcoin truly hard fork, this would be something where the core developers have put into place. That'd be a lot trickier to manage. The thing about SegWit was it didn't require a hard fork because they don't really want to do that. The 1 megabyte block size is fine if it's not under spam attack. So SegWit, soft fork, easy. Allows future layer 2 solutions. But this is on my mind. How many people have it on their mind? Considering the upcoming fork, should I just move my Bitcoin into Litecoin until the whole thing blows over? I'm not a financial advisor. I think that would be a terrible idea. If you would have done that for the last fork, terrible, terrible move. Not only did you not get any Bitcoin Cash for free, but Litecoin suffered and went down. If you really want to be safe, go into fiat. But what people are saying on this is go to Bitcoin. Flip Litecoin to Bitcoin. Flipped everything to Bitcoin. It's definitely on my mind. How many people have it on their mind? Is this the market sentiment? Is this going to get worse as more people learn about the fork? Is an altcoin crash coming? Are they going to struggle to grow? Possibly. I mean, we're not really seeing it yet. Bitcoin is slowly rising. 43.50. Ripple. Bitcoin Cash. Litecoin. Highest growers, Pivx, 0x, Loopring, Vertcoin, Chainlink, all of these are being discussed a lot, including myself. Stellar Lumens, though, this is the second day in a row. It's like almost the highest grower. It was like number 2, the last episode that I did. So I'm thinking, what's going on? what is the news? Because this has to be news, right? Don't get a pump like this without news. But I couldn't find any. However, there was this one interesting post. Did I miss some news of some kind? So apparently, the highest voted comment was, there was a Palm Beach Confidential buy alert for Stellar Lumens. And apparently, this is a $3,000 to join group, this Telegraph group. And they've got the ability to really pump coins. But apparently, the reason they set a buy alert for it, and they set a buy alert up until 2 cents, I believe, or was it 4 cents? Yeah. They set the buy alert, keep buying until 2 cents. The reason for it is Stellar is actively engaged with potential partners in Japan, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. We expect Stellar to make major new partnership announcements later this year. So that's very interesting. Just conjecture, but this is the best reason for the pump that I could find. Moeda loyalty points. It feels like, because I talked about it, it tanked. Although, yeah, it was on the highest growers, so what goes up must come down. That is down. TRON. I think a lot of people are put off by the supply of TRON. 100 billion. Why would you make a coin and then make 100 billion? Why? Like, I get that actual coin supply somewhat doesn't matter because it's all about percentage gains. But people don't like to buy a coin with that many in existence. But you could say that about IOTA. There's tons of that. So, but yeah. Salt continues to fall. In case you had a heart attack when you saw the price of Vibe earlier today, someone did an epic misclick. Be careful. I know Ether Delta isn't the easiest exchange to use. Please be careful. Someone here bought a ton at the wrong price. It went as high as 17 cents for a few minutes because of that buy order. And then someone else bought another existing buy order. The price went way back down. I'm not sure. What I understand is they bought 1 million coins and paid 4 Ether in gas and paid 17 cents for it. So that was you. I'm really sorry, but please be careful. Vibe recently got announced that they are going to be on Hit BTC. Hit BTC? Yes, as the next exchange. I was thinking something like Yobit, like a really ghetto exchange up until we could get something like that. But no, they're going straight to Hit BTC, which is awesome. That is a nice exchange to use. Do you guys remember Alexander Vinnick? Mentioned him once before. The guy that stole like estimated $4 billion worth of Bitcoin. The way he did it, the funds came from Mt. Gox. It went through a money laundering exchange that is called btc-e. Recently taken down by the feds. Vinnick was in Greece trying to hide, but he's been extradited to the States. Russia's not happy. They wanted him because he's a Russian citizen. They wanted him extradited to Russia for charges. And because he's been extradited to the United States now for a trial, they've stated, we deem the verdict unjust and a violation of international law. Yeah, he's a gangster. Imagine that, stealing $4 billion. It's pretty much the biggest heist in history. One of the biggest, at least. $4 billion. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Litecoin Cash.